Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're looking at one of Japan's most confusing unsolved cases, the Setagaya family murders, New Year's Eve 2000. And it's not unsolved because there aren't clues. It's the opposite, really. There are almost too many. Our goal here is to unpack these contradictions, how they seem to hide the killer right in front of us.
Exactly. It's fascinating how the sheer amount of evidence, all this detail seems to have created a ghost. Makes finding an actual person incredibly hard. It's like, what happens when the things meant to catch someone actually help them disappear?
Let's talk about the family first. The Miyazawas. Mikio, the father, Yasuko, the mother, and their kids. Nina, 8, and Ray, who was just 6. They seemed like a typical, peaceful family. Their last day was completely normal, just getting ready for New Year's.
And their house, the location, that's absolutely critical here. You see, there was this park expansion project nearby. It basically turned their neighborhood, which was once busy, into this really isolated spot, so their house ended up like an island, bordered by this big, dark park, deserted lots, perfect for someone to sneak in and out unseen.
And the entry. It's chilling. Happened late, maybe 11:30 p.m., December 30th. The killer climbed a fence, then an AC unit, got up to a second-floor bathroom window, about 3.4 meters up, cut the screen right out. This wasn't random. It feels planned.
But here's where it gets really strange. After the murders, and they were brutal, strangling little Ray first, then fighting Mikio with this small sashimi knife that actually broke, then using the family's own kitchen knife on Yasuko and Nina. After all that, he didn't just run, he stayed. For hours.
Yeah, that part is just... Wow. He used Mikio's computer. After 1 a.m. Looked at the dad's company website, tried to bookmark a theater group page, and he ate their food. 4 tubs of ice cream apparently squeezed out of the containers, a melon, drank barley tea, even used the toilet and didn't flush. Left, forensic gold.
Right. This isn't just about robbery, is it? It feels like dominance. A chilling kind of control. He used their first aid kit for his own injuries, left his blood type A on towels, even sanitary pads, so the police have his full DNA profile complete. And he rummaged through drawers, but left a load of cash untouched. It's not about the money.
It's that mix, isn't it? Super careless on one hand, leaving clues everywhere, but the clues themselves are so contradictory. This forensic schizophrenia you mentioned, an overload of data that just muddies the waters instead of clearing things up.
Exactly. Look at the evidence points. First, the clothes.
Yeah.
A regular Uniqlo jacket. Okay, common enough. But also the super rare raglan sweatshirt, only about 130 sold in the whole country. And the shoes, Korean-made Slazengers, size 27.5 centimeters, a size never officially sold in Japan.
Okay, wait. Rare sweatshirt, foreign shoes. What else?
Then there's the DNA. We know it's male, type A blood, but the mitochondrial DNA suggests his mother had European ancestry, maybe Mediterranean, and the Y chromosome, the paternal line, is common in East Asia, most common, in fact, among Korean men.
European and Korean. Okay, that's specific.
And then trace evidence. This is maybe the wildest part. Sand in his hip bag. Not just any sand. Sand from a skate park in Japan and sand from the Nevada desert near Edwards Air Force Base in California.
Seriously. California sand.
In Tokyo.
Yep. Plus traces of fluorescent dye, you'd find maybe on posters or signs, and Drakkar Noir cologne.
So you have all this DNA, clothes, sand from 2 continents. Why is he still a ghost? It points everywhere. And nowhere.
Well, the theory that tries to tie all these loose ends together, the most persuasive one, is the third culture kid idea. Suggests the killer was young, maybe 15 to 24 back in 2000, and his background fits the clues. Korean father, European, or maybe European-American mother. Okay. That would explain the mixed DNA. And the Korean shoes, maybe. And the California sand. If he lived near U.S. military bases, maybe moved around. Makes him hard to track using just Japanese records. He's both local-ish and an outsider.
Precisely. It raises a huge question. How do you even start looking for someone whose identity doesn't fit neatly into one country's box? The sheer horror of this case actually prompted Japan to change its laws. They got rid of the 15-year statute of limitations for murder in 2010, so technically justice can still be pursued.
And the investigation is massive, right? Still ongoing. Huge task force, those annual appeals you see with mannequins dressed in replicas of the killer's clothes. A big reward, 20 million yen. The family even fought to keep the house standing as a crime scene. A painful reminder.
And the police have his full DNA profile. That's the thing. In places like the US or UK, they might use forensic genetic genealogy, comparing the crime scene DNA to profiles in public genealogy databases to find relatives. But Japan has very strict privacy laws. That method isn't allowed. So the case is stuck in this ethical bind, really. Society's right to privacy versus this family's desperate need for answers.
So the ghost of Setagaya. He left his blood, his prints, his story almost, in the things he left behind. Gave them everything except his name. For the Miyazawas, justice is now over 2 decades delayed. But the search isn't over, and maybe solving it hinges on this bigger debate about privacy and the future of forensics in Japan. It's a tough one.